श्री चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Okay, so today is Wednesday. It is 14th of January 2026. It is Madhav Masa or Magha Masa and Krishna Paksham Ekadasi today. So today it is Satyala Ekadasi, fasting from grains, beans and cereals. Okay, so shall read a few lines from ISKCON.com. Apart from that, there are three other events. One is the Makara Sankranti, another one is the Pongal, and the fourth one is the Ganga Sagar Mela. So there are four events totally. So we shall read from this conversation about the Ganga Sagar Mela. So the Ganga Sagar Mela is a festival observed especially at the confluence of the Ganges and the Bay of Bengal. Kapilashrama, the ashrama of Lord Krishna's incarnation as Kapiladeva, the son of Devhuti, is located at this place. The festival commemorates King Bhagirath's bringing the river Ganges down from the celestial planets to the ocean and the lower worlds. In Ganga Sagar Mela, over 6 lakhs pilgrims assemble to take a holy dip at the place of confluence of river Ganges on the Makara Sankranti day. Okay, that is one event, Ganga Sagar Mela, that is happening on the Makara Sankranti day. So it is a dip in the Ganges. And there is an alternative for who does not have access to the Ganges river. So that is the sesame seeds that will that will be linked to the Ekadasi. Okay, and going to the further one, another event is the Makara Sankranti and also the Pongal, both combined together. So the sun enters the Makara Rasi on Sankranti day, signifying the one onset of Uttarayana Punyakalam. The following has been translated from the article from in Sadacharya, Vaibhavam of Great Vaishnava devotee Sripad Madhvacharya. So Makar Sankranti is celebrated when the sun begins the northward journey, marking the beginning of the Uttarayana Punyakalam. Sun enters into the sign of Makara from the Cancer at this time. This is also called equinox when the day and the nights are exactly the same. Starting this day, the duration of day starts to increase until Dakshinayanam comes. So Makar Sankranti signifies two things. One is the changing the path of sun, and the other is beginning of the Uttarayana Punyakalam. Okay, that is about how the day is starting. And also this being solar based, the change of January 14th or 15th of every year is considered more sacred than any other month as it is the beginning of Uttarayana. And the Lord Surya on his dazzling chariot that has thousands of spokes and magnificent wheels and driven by 7 horses begins his journey northward into Makara Rasi, filling our lives with light and getting rid of the darkness. This light not only fills our material life and helps our plants grow at seeding time, but also gets rid of our internal darkness, showing the path of self-realization to moksha. Okay, on this day, devotees prepare a dish made of green grams, rice, and jaggery, uh, representing Lord Narayana, Lakshmi, and their divine love. The festival reminds us that we need to establish that divine love within ourselves and give a direction to this Chanchala Buddhi and give and fix it our Lord Narayana, fix it our mind on Lord Narayana, who brings light in our lives. Okay, so there is further more information about it. So again, there is a further some the local traditions and festivals. There are few things also mentioned. The wide range of festives can better be witnessed by one along the countryside than in the urban localities. The festivities last the whole of Dhanurmasam, ending with Sankranti. So Gobemelu is the young girls are seen to put up a Gobemelu. These are round balls of cow dung that are decorated with vermilion, turmeric, and colored flowers. These are placed in the middle of the bright muggus or in front of the yards of the dwellings and are worshipped with Navadanyas are 9 types of grains to welcome the Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of abundance and prosperity. Spinsters worship for good husbands and on the occasion. After this, the women folk get gathered to sing and dance the accompaniment around these gobis. Many traditional folk form and glory to festive scenario, and Haridasas or Madhvas are seen singing eulogies of the Almighty and seeking alms from the people in the early hours of the days. And Gangare Dwata is another festival where it is trained oxen dance to the tunes of the Nagaswaram, played by their master is a great attraction. Probably not too many in America. So and then Komoda Komudasaralu, so are Pettaladara or other folklore that brighten the days with their healthy humor. We can so there are few other people also with their traditions bring into the villages and then show off in their villages to the many other people. Okay, that is about different. And then kites are seen soaring high in the sky on the day of Makar Sankranti. This is the symbolic of existence of mankind, with the kites depicting the human lives and the manja depicting the eternal bond between us and the divine self. People, however, seem to co- correlate the soaring kites with their high spirits on the eve of Makar Sankranti. Competitions held with kites of all sizes and shapes and sharp-edged manja draw people on the terraced and in open grounds to witness the riot of colors. Fun for the Gurukulis. So there are a few other events. Okay, all festivals coming together. This is starting from yesterday. It will go for next 3 to 4 days. Okay, that is from the Makar Sankranti and also the Pongal. Pongal is again the prasadam which is made with the jaggery and the rice. Rice comes from the paddy fields as a fresh crop. Okay, that is about those things. And coming to our the main thing, Satyala Ekadasi, few lines again. So Satyala Ekadasi or Trispurusha Ekadasi. So Sri Dalbe Rishi said to, I'm just going to read very quickly, fastly. Sri Dalbarishi said to Pulastya Muni, when the spirit soul comes in contact with the material energy, he immediately begins to perform sinful activities such as stealing, killing, and illicit sex. He may even perform many other terrible deeds such as killing a Brahmin. O purest of personalities, please tell me how these unfortunate souls may escape the punishment of being sent to hellish regions of creation. Kindly inform me how, by giving even a little in charity, one may be easily released from the reactions of his sins. Pulastya Muni replied, O fortunate one, you have asked me an important confidential question which not even Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, or Indra even has ever asked. Please listen very carefully to my answer. With the arrival of the month of Magha, which comes between January and February, one should bathe carefully, control his senses by giving up lust, anger, pride, jealous, fault finding, and greed, and then meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. One should then gather up some cow dung before it touches the ground, and after mixing it with sesame seeds and cotton, form 108 balls. This should be done on the day when the constellation of Purvashada Nakshatra arrives. Then one should follow the rules and regulations of Sri Ekadasi, which I shall now explain to you. After bathing, the person who intends to observe Ekadasi should worship the Supreme Lord. While praying to Lord Sri Krishna by chanting his holy name, he should promise to observe the Ekadasi fast. He should remain awake overnight and perform a homa or fire sacrifice. Then the devotee should perform an arati ceremony for the pleasure of the Lord, who holds a conch, disc, club, and so on in his hands. offering him sandalwood paste to his feet, incense, camphor, a bright ghee lamp, and delicious food preparations. Next, the devotee should offer the 108 balls of cow dung, sesame seeds, and cotton wool into the sacred fire whilst chanting the such holy names of the Lord as Purusha Sukta and other names. Throughout the whole day and night, he should also observe the standard Ekadasi Vrata fast, which in this case is a fast from all kinds of grains and beans. On this occasion, one should offer the Lord pumpkin, coconut, and goa. If these items are unavailable, betel nut may be substituted. The devotee should pray to Lord Sri Janardhana, the benefactor of all living beings in this way. O Lord Sri Krishna, you are the most merciful personality of Godhead and the giver of liberation to all fallen souls. O Lord, we have fallen into the ocean of material existence. Please be kind to us. O lotus-eyed divinity, please accept our most humble, affectionate, and respectful obeisances. O protector of the entire world, we offer you our humble respects again and again. O Supreme Spirit, O Supreme One, O source of all our forefathers, may you and your eternal consort, Srimati Lakshmi Devi, please accept these humble offerings. The devotee should then try to please the qualified Brahman with warm welcome, a pot full of water, or Purna Kumbha, an umbrella, a pair of shoes, and a cloth dhoti and angavastra, requesting him at the same time to bestow his blessings, by which one may develop unalloyed love for Lord Sri Krishna. According to one's ability, one may also donate a black cow to such a Brahmin, particularly to one who is well versed in all the Vedic injunctions of the Vedic scriptures. One should also offer him a pot full of sesame seeds. O exalted Dalbhya Muni, black sesame seeds are especially suitable for formal worship and fire sacrifices, while white or brown ones are meant to be eaten by the qualified Brahmin. One who can arrange to give both kinds of sesame seeds, black and white or brown, especially on the Satyala Ekadasi day, will be promoted to at least heavenly planets after leaving this present body for as many thousands of years as the number of seeds that would be produced. If the seeds be donated were sown in the ground and grew into mature, seeding bearing plants. On this Ekadasi, faithful person should do six kind of things. So number one, bathe in the water mixed with sesame seeds and rub sesame seeds paste on his body. Number three, offer sesame seeds into the fire in sacrifice. Number four, eat sesame seeds. Number five, give sesame seeds away in charity. Number six, accept charitable gifts of sesame seeds. These are uh, six ways. Six ways in which sesame seeds, tila, are utilized for spiritual purification on this Ekadasi. Therefore, it is called Satyala Ekadasi. The great Devarshi Narada Muni once asked the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, O mighty armed Lord, O you are so affectionate to your loving devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. O Yadava, kindly tell me the result one obtains by observing Satyala Ekadasi. Lord Sri Krishna replied, O best of the twice born Brahmins, I shall narrate to you an account of an incident I personally witnessed long ago on the earth. There lived an old female Brahmin who worshipped me every day with controlled senses. She very faithfully observed many a fast, especially on special days, honoring me. My various appearance days, Janmashtami, Ramnavami, Vaman Dwadasi, Narasimha Chaturdasi, Varaha Dwadasi, Gaur Purnima, etc., and served me with full devotion, devoid of any personal motive. Her rigorous fasting made her quite weak and thin. She gave charity to Brahmanas and to young maidens, kanyas, and even planned to give away her house in charity. O best of the Brahmanas, although this spiritually minded woman gave charitable donations to worthy people, the odd feature of her austerity was that she never gave food to Brahmanas or the devas, demigods. I began to reflect on this curious omission. This fine woman has purified herself by fasting on all the auspicious occasions and by offering me strict devotional worship. Therefore, she certainly has become eligible to enter my personal abode, which is unattainable by ordinary persons. So I came down to this planet to examine her, disguising myself as a follower of Lord Shiva. complete with a garland of skulls draped around my neck and begging pot, kamandalu in my hand. As I approached her, she said to me, "O respectful one, tell me truthfully why you have come before me." I replied, "O beautiful one, I have come to get some sacred alms from you." Whereupon she angrily threw a dense lump of mud into my begging pot. O Narada Muni, I simply turned around and went back to my personal abode, astonished at this fine Brahmini's peculiar mixture of great magnanimity and stinginess. At last, this austere lady reached the spiritual world in her self-same body. So great were her efforts, fasting and charity. And because she said she had indeed offered me a lump of mud, I transformed that mud into beautiful home. However, O Naradaji, this particular house was just like that mud, completely devoid of any edible grains as well as any furniture or ornamentation. And when she entered it, she found only an empty structure. She therefore approached me and said with great anger, "I have fasted repeatedly on so many auspicious occasions, making my body weak and thin. I have worshipped you and prayed to you in so many different ways, for you are truly the master and protector of all the universes. Yet, despite all this, there is no food or wealth to be seen in my new home. Oh Janardana, please tell me, why is this?" I replied, "Please return to your house sometime later. The wives of the Devas, demigods, will pay you a visit out of curiosity to see the new arrival. But do not open your door until they have described to you the glories and importance of the Satyala Ekadasi." Hearing this, she returned to her house. Eventually, the Devas' wives arrived there and in unison said, "O beautiful one, we have come to have your darshan. O auspicious one, please open the door to your house and let us see you." The lady replied, "O most dear ones, if you want me to open this door, you will have to describe to me the merit and one obtains by observing the sacred fast of Satyala Ekadasi." But to this request, not even one of the wives responded. Later, however, they returned to the house, and one of the wives nicely explained the sublime nature of this sacred Ekadasi. And when the lady at last opened her door, they saw that she was neither a demigoddess, a Gandharvi, a she-demon, nor even a Nagapatni. She was simply an ordinary human lady. From then on, the lady observed Satyala Ekadasi, which awards all material enjoyment and liberation at the same time, as it has been described to her. And she finally received the beautiful furnishings and grains she had expected for her home. Moreover, her once ordinary material body was transformed into a beautiful spiritual form made of Sachidananda, eternally knowledge and bliss, with a fine complexion. So, by the mercy and grace of Satyala Ekadasi, both the lady and her new home in the spiritual world were at last radiantly splendid and lustrous with gold, silver, jewels, and diamonds. Oh, Naradaji, a person should not uh, ostent ostentatiously observe Ekadasi out of greed with the hope of attaining wealth dishonestly. Selflessly, he should simply donate sesame seed, clothes, and food according to his capacity, for by doing so, he will achieve good health and exalted spiritual consciousness birth after birth. Ultimately, he will be given release from the bondage of this world or liberation, and admittance into the Lord's supreme abode will be his to enjoy. That is my opinion, O best of the demigods, Devarishis. O Dalbya Muni, Pulastya Rishi concluded, one who properly observes this wonderful Satyala Ekadasi with great faith become free from all kinds of poverty, spiritual, mental, physical, social, and intellectual, as well as all kinds of ill luck and evil omens, shekunas. Indeed, following this Ekadasi fast by donating, sacrificing, or eating sesame seeds frees one of all past sin without a doubt. One need not wonder how this happens. The rare soul who properly performs these acts of charity in the right devotional mood, following the Vedic injunctions, will become utterly free of all sinful reactions and go back to Godhead, back home to the spiritual world. Thus ends the narration of the glories of Magha Krishna Ekadasi or Satyala Ekadasi from the sacred Bhavishya Uttara Purana of Srila Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. Okay, so that is a very long Ekadasi story, Satyale Ekadasi. So one can eat sesame seeds, one can mix sesame seeds in the water and take bath. You can give sesame seeds in charity. So you can do anything with the sesame seeds. Okay, that is from the event's perspective. Okay, we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead speaking to Brahma and assuring him that, O Brahma, in your endeavors to create these material bodies to the living entities, so you will always be successful. Though you create many bodies, bodies in the mode of goodness, bodies in the mode of ignorance, bodies in the mode of passion, though you engage yourself in your duty, you will never ever be contaminated. So, like, because you always surrendered unto me. So, likewise, he is mentioning ऋषिमाध्यं न बध्नाति पापीयं स्वं रजोगुणः यन्मनोमयि निर्बद्धं प्रजाः संसृजतोऽपि ते यन्मनोमयि निर्बद्धं because you fixed your mind on me यन्मनोमयि निर्बद्धं completely fixed on me. That's why even though you are creating so many of prajaha sanjutopite, then papi rishimadhyam na badhnati, you are not materially entangled in this material world. Likewise, and rajoguna does not touch you. Mode of goodness, mode of passion and ignorance does not touch you. Likewise, Lord gives assurance. So today, further, Lord is saying to Brahma that, O Brahma, so it is very difficult for materially embodied people to understand me and my nature. And my body is not made up of the bhotas, indriyas, or anything of the material nature. That's why it is not that much easy to uh, living entities to find me. So, but today you are so fortunate that you have known me. Likewise, Lord is addressing Brahma's successful endeavor. Here we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 9, verse number 36. ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्ध्या द्विर्यज्ञोऽपि देहिनां यन्मां त्वं मन्यसे अयुक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः ज्ञातोऽहं भवता भवता तु अध्या ज्ञातं ज्ञातः known aham myself ज्ञातो aham and bhavata tu adhya and by your so you knew me, so you have already understood me. Likewise, adya today, O Brahma, jnatoham bhavata tu adya. So you have known me. Likewise today. Likewise, Lord is saying, and dirvijnopi dehinam durvijneya. It is very difficult vijneya to be known. Dirvijnopi api in spite of dehinam for the conditioned souls. Dirvijnopi dehinam. Yanmam tvam manyasi ayuktam. Yanmam because mam me and tvam and you manyase ayuktam. Manyase you understand ayuktam without being made up of both indriya gunatma bihi. Both indriya, both are material elements, the panchabhutas, indriyas, material senses, guna, three material modes of nature, atma bihi, and false ego like the conditioned souls. So I am not of this nature. Likewise, Lord is saying, so today you have known me. Likewise, Lord is saying to Brahma. Otherwise, it is not possible for the Dirvijnyopi Dehinam. because living entities are materially embodied, they can only perceive through the senses. Otherwise, they cannot understand. So ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्ध्याद्विज्ञोऽपि देहिनां यन्मां त्वं मन्यसि अयुक्तं भूतेन्द्रिय गुणात्मभिः. Okay, translation. Although I am not easily knowable by the conditioned soul, you have known me today because you know that my personality is not constituted of anything material, and specifically not of the five gross and the three subtle elements. ये purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, can I request Usha Mataji to read this purport, please?
Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Knowledge of the Supreme Absolute Truth does not necessitate negation of the material manifestation, but understanding of spiritual existence as it is. To think that because material existence is realized in forms, therefore spiritual existence must be formless is only a negative material conception of spirit. The real scriptural conception is that spiritual form is not material form. Brahma appreciated the eternal form of the Lord in that way, and the personality of Godhead approved of Brahma's spiritual conception. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna condemned the material conception of his body, a conception that arises because he is apparently present like a man. The Lord may appear in any of his many, many spiritual forms, but he is not materially composed, nor has he any difference between body and soul. That is the way of conceiving the spiritual form of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so here, knowledge of Supreme Absolute Truth does not necessitate negation of material manifestation, but understanding of spiritual existence as it is. Okay, so then likewise, there is no material forming, that does not mean that that is no form. So, but there is a form which we cannot see. That does not mean that there is no form. Many people, they negate it and make it as a zero. So that is what generally the impersonalist, their concept is make everything to zero, make everything is formless. But actually there is a form. So why we have got so many clothes in the shops and everything else? Because of people are like that with different bodies, different shapes, short, big, and then small, thin and tall. Likewise, because of that, that many number of clothes are there. Similarly, the consciousness of the living entity is like that. They also wear the bodies of human body or dog body, cat body, like that. Because of the spiritual soul, the consciousness. And Lord also, it is a supremely transcendental bliss, a Satchidananda Vigraha. Lord, there is no difference. He is always in knowledge. He never be covered by the material nature. So to think that because of material existence is realized in forms, therefore spiritual existence must be formless, is only a negative material conception of the spirit. That is a negative conception. But what is that? The real spiritual conception is that spiritual form is not material form. That ingredients we cannot perceive through our material things. This is Bhumirapana vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankariti yemmi bhinna prakriti rashtada. This is a bhinna prakriti, but it is not a spiritual nature. These are bhinna prakriti. Spiritual nature, the spiritual substance is different from all this. The Lord body is completely made up of the spiritual substance. The substance, again, when we use substance, that is not material. So in order to just mention that Lord has got a body that is entirely spiritual body. And on the spiritual platform, there is no difference between Lord name, form, his qualities, and his paraphernalia, his entourage. Everything is on the same transcendental platform. In the beginning itself, Brahma also ज्ञातोऽसि मेद्यसुचिरा ननु देहभाजां न ज्ञायतो भगवतो गतिरिध्यवध्यं नान्यत्वदस्ति भगवन्नपि तन्न शुद्धं माया गुणविधिकराद्यद्गुरुर्विभासि. The first shloka of Brahma's prayers, there he appreciated the eternal form of the Lord in that way. And then the personality of Godhead approved of Brahma's spiritual conception. रूपं यद्येतदवबोधरसोदयेन शश्वन्निवृत्ततमसः सदनुग्रहाय आदौ गृहीतमवतारशतैकबीजं यन्न विपद्मभवनदहमाविरासम्. Again, this is Brahma's second shloka of the prayers. So this is Brahma's spiritual conception of the Lord. Brahma, here Lord is approving Brahma's spiritual conception. And Lord body is completely above the material nature, beyond material nature, and Lord has accepted it is the rupam yajyetat avbodha rasodhayena shashvan nivruttah tamasah sadanugrahaya, completely transcendental and completely knowledge, and Lord has accepted this form. Ado grihitam avatara shataika bijam, and then this form, from this form there are so many other incarnations will be coming from, which is the source of all. Avatara shataika bijam, that is Brahma's praise. It is again so beautiful once we have already passed through all those prayers of Brahma. And also in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna condemned the material conception of this body, his body. Some people think that Krishna is also like ourselves, but Krishna says, Avajananti mam muhuda manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. People who think that they are also, my body is also similar to them, they are all mudas, rascals. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam. So that is the a conception that arises because he is apparently present like a man. This is condemned. Lord Krishna is condemning such kind of conceptions. And the Lord may appear in any of his many, many spiritual forms, but he is not materially composed, nor has he any difference between body and self. That is the way of conceiving the spiritual form of the Lord. In the Dhruv Maharaj also, he says that Rupam Savishtam Majite Maharabdhanekam Nataha Param Paramavedmi Nayatravadaha. Oh, my dear Lord. So he says, Tirjak Nagad Vija Deva Sarisrupa Deva Daicha Sarisrupa Deva Daicha Machadibihi Parichitam Sadasad Vishesham. And he mentions, I understand every form of this material world. Matyadipihi, Tijak Nagad Vijasari Srupa Deva Daitya. He mentions all the living entities. Matyadipihi. These are all Matyas, which are mortal in this material world. He understands those things. He says, and then Rupam Stavishtam Majite Maharadhyanekam. What of the form I see now is this, the spiritual form. He says, Nataha param paramavedhi nayatravadaha. There is no further arguments about it. This is not the spiritual body. I am practically saying, likewise, Dhruv Maharaj also mentions in his when he was addressing to the Lord in his prayers. Okay, here Lord's body is completely spiritual, and here Brahma was able to see the Lord, and then Lord is appreciating. You have known me today, O Brahma, likewise. Jnatoham bhavata tvadhya durijñopi dehinam yanmam tvam manyasi ayuktam bhutendriya gunatmabihi. And Lord comes here in the Bhagavad Gita. He also mentions that uh, Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. अजोपि सन् अवेयात्मा, अजोपि सन् अवेयात्मा भूतानां ईश्वरोऽपि सन् प्रकृतिं स्वाम् अधिष्ठाय संभवामि आत्ममायया. Even though I am birthless, ajopi, abhiyatma, bhutanam, ishwaropi san. So likewise, Krishna also mentions that he is completely internal. He appeared by his internal potency on the spiritual form. Okay, can I request the devotees kindly repeat this line by line? ज्ञातोऽहं भवता तु अद्य
नातोऽहं भवता त्वद्धा
Okay, let us combine this word. ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्य
नातोऽहं भवता त्वद्धा
दुर्विज्ञोऽपि देहिनां
दुर्विघ्नयो देहिनां
यन्मां त्वं मन्यसे अयुक्तं
मानसे युक्तं
भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः
गुणाभिः
Once again. ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्य
ज्ञातोऽहं भवता
त्वद्धा
भवता त्वद्य
दुर्विज्ञोऽपि देहिनां
दुर्विघ्नयो देहिनां
देहिनां
यन्मां त्वं मन्यसे अयुक्तं
यन्मां त्वं
मनसे युक्तं
मन्यसेत्तमयुक्तं
भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः
भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः
Once again. ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्य
ज्ञातोऽहं भवता
त्वद्धा
दुर्विज्ञोऽपि देहिनां
दुर्विघ्नयो देहिनां
देहिनां
यन्मां त्वं मन्यसे अयुक्तं
यन्मां त्वं मानसे युक्तं
अयुक्तं
भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः
भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः
आत्मभिः
Very nice. Can I request devotees kindly take a turn to reset? Sharanya Mataji, would you like to go first?
हरे कृष्ण ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्य दुर्विज्ञेयो अभिदेहिनां यन्मां त्वं मान्यसे अयुक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Radhasekar Mataji.
ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्य दुर्विघ्नेऽपि देहिनां यन्मां त्वां मन्यसे अव्युक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुणमाभिः।
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Swarup Prabhuji, please.
नातोऽहं भवता त्वद्धा दुर्विघ्नयोऽपि देहिनां यन्मां त्वं मानसे युक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्माभिः
Gunatmabihi.
भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्माभिः
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Asha Mataji, please.
हरे कृष्ण ज्ञातोऽहं भवदात्व अद्य दुर्विज्ञेयो विहितेहिनां यन्मां तव मन्यसे अयुक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Lalita Devi Mataji, please.
हरे कृष्ण ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वाद्य दुरितोऽज्ञियंपि देहिनां यन्मा त्वं मन्यसे अयुक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः
Very
हरे
beautiful.
कृष्ण
Thank you, Mataji.
थैंक यू
Jai Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, yes, please accept my humble obeisances. Gnatoham bhavata, sorry, I'll start again. Gnatoham bhavata tvadya durvigneyo api dehinam yanmam tvam manyase ayuktam bhutendriya gunatmabhihi. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Devashish Prabhuji. Okay. Usha Mataji, please.
हरे कृष्ण अज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्य दुर्विज्ञोऽपि देहिनां यन्मां त्वं मन्यसे अयुक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुण आत्मभिः
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Gauringi Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्य दुर्विज्ञेयोऽपि देहिनां यन्मां त्वं मन्यसे युक्तां भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्माभिः. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhavati Sachi Mataji, please.
ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्य दुर्विघ्नेयोऽपि देहिनां यन्मां त्वां मन्यसे युक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Sanchita Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Gyato, Prabhu, can you hear? Can you hear it?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Yeah. ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्या दुर्विज्ञोऽपि देहिनां यन्मां त्वं मनसे अयुक्त्यं भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Would you also read the translation, Mataji, please?
Yes, Prabhu, thank you. Although I am not easily knowable by the conditioned soul, you have known me today because you know that my personality is not constituted of anything material, and specifically not of the 5 gross and 3 subtle elements. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad
Jnato.
Bhagavatam ki jai. Yeah.
Jai. ज्ञातोऽहं भवता त्वद्य दुर्विज्ञोऽपि देहिनां यन्मां त्वां मन्यसे अयुक्तं भूतेन्द्रियगुणात्मभिः. The Lord's body is completely spiritual, pure spirit. Okay, pure consciousness. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Share more to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to Syam Sundara, February 15th, 1971, Gorakhpur. Can I request any unallocated devotee to read this letter, please? Sarup Prabhuji, would you like to go?
Here, Prabhu. My dear Shamsundara, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your Tao letters dated 8th February 1971 and nil, respectively. From the beginning, it was my program not to sell books but to make life members. The idea is that in India, when we speak of price 64 for Krishna book or say rupees 30 for Bhagavad Gita as it is, practically their hearts begin to fade because in India most of them are not accustomed to pay so much price. But when we speak of membership, they agree to contribute very easily because Indian mentality is still charitable towards the cause of spiritual activities. So either reduce the price or not. If we endeavor to create life members, it will be easier task. For example, you are delivering a set of books, Krishna, TLC, Nectar of NOD, Nectar of Devotion, I think, handbook, one copy of uh, BTG, and you are taking favor for rupees 101 by reduction of price. If you take the real price of these books, it comes to somewhere near rupees 220. But if we make a member with the same delivery of books, we get the full membership fee. Therefore, we should contribute more energy for making life members than selling. When there will be no possibility of making members, at that time we can sell books at reduced price. Actually, if it is possible to sell 100 sets of books per month, then you can do that. We will discuss the point further upon my arrival in Bombay. Most probably, I'll be able to reach Bombay by March 1st. In my next letter, I shall let you know. Please offer my blessings to the others. Hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. PS, please send at least 25 membership information pamphlets here immediately.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any take points, Prabhuji, from this letter?
Sure. Here, Srila Prabhupada is talking about, the life membership versus selling the books. I think what he's saying at that time. He thought it's much more difficult to sell books for 64 rupees or 30 rupees, and it was easier to get people into the life membership, because I think then his idea was that people will feel that they are uh, becoming life member for Krishna consciousness, and Indian mindset is that they would rather do something for the spiritual cause, and buying books for that kind of a price, I think, was difficult to resonate with the Indian mindset of that time. So that's why he is advising Shamsundara Prabhu that maybe it's the best idea is to get for more life membership rather than focusing on the selling of the books. And also, while getting the life membership, they will get much more money, and they will give certain things to the life members, and can also give the books to the life members also at that time. Therefore, I think he's saying that to focus on the life membership rather than trying to sell the books at a reduced price, because first of all, it's difficult, and secondly, financially also, it was not making sense. That's my takeaway, Prabhu, from this letter.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, that is from the Prabhupada's letter. It is making the members and also to distribute the books in a different strategy. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Any other comments, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sora Prabhu has summarized it. Just one point I wanted to mention here. Same thing, but like it's critical here to understand Prabhupada's strategy. Like when he came to the West, because they had no idea. So that time book publications, Back to Garden magazine and everything, with incense stick and all, that was his strategy to gather some Lakshmi and then make the movement of like I mean, he didn't have the concept of life membership there because people were more into knowing the philosophy. But in India, because they have, I mean, Sanatan Dharma was always there, so he just changed the strategy because he himself had his own pharmacy in Prayag, so he had that business. I mean, mentality in the way like how to do. I mean, Lakshmi was needed to make all these temples. So in a span of 108 temples in 12 years, that was possible because he just knew the right strategy for the east and the west. So that was one point I just wanted to add. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for kindly sharing that reflection. Okay, any other comments? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today is Wednesday. Evening we have got Kirtan evening at 8 p.m. Okay, and before that it is Japa session, evening Japa session at 6:30 p.m. Okay, there are upcoming events. And also apart from that, I think hope devotees might have seen the fundraising, the message yesterday. It was sent. So hope it is appropriate, and if anything you are contemplating on that one, kindly let me know. And also what we needed to further share is the project end dates. Like for example, Goshala, Hebrew Goshala's fundraise will be like keeping the date 15th of February for 4 weeks fundraise, and then for Historica, so until end of this month, 31st of January, and for Nasimha Chaturdasi, keeping until 31st of March. So just these are the contemplating dates, and dear devotees, if you think anything differently about those dates, kindly share your thoughts on that. But for rest of the Manat services, they will be open for the throughout the year. Devotees may contribute monthly, little bit like that. But his historical one is this project fundraiser is going to be closed by 31st of January, and then we'll do it. But later, and then every Goshala, it will go until 15th of February, because these are external projects. So we need to put a date for them.
Prabhu, same for Zoom also, because I think 18th is the date, so I think Zoom also by 15th or 14th of February.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much for reminding that. Yes, for June also 15th of February. Okay. Hope everyone is in agreement with that one. And also on top of that, Chakrapani Prabhu also come back to Vipin Vihari Prabhuji saying that there are further more sessions if devotees wanted to hear more, and he's ready to come and then present. Any thoughts from the devotees?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I will be happy to have more sessions with him.
Okay. And also how many sessions we needed, like what is the Prabhu, Vipin Vihari Prabhuji asked us. So I think totally he has got around 10 sessions, something like that. But I felt there are too many. It will take all of our sessions, but maybe 1 or 2 sessions, maybe that is where I'm thinking to limit. But I wanted to hear from the devotees.
Yes, 1 or 2 sessions I think is fine. They can combine things in there, consolidate and do it in 1 or 2 sessions. But I agree with you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, same. I also agree with that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, I agree also, Prabhu. What the Matajis have said, that's fine.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, that is fine, Prabhuji, for me as well.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So we'll keep one session by end of January, something like that, before we close one fundraise for Historica, and one maybe later on in the February, end of February, like that. Or devotees wanted in a sequence manner.
It has to be done in order of priority, surely. Like Zoom and Goshala, we can't wait for Goshala till months and months later, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, in order of priority.
This Historica presentations, Mataji.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon.
Do we need those presentations to be in sequence, like this week and next week, like that, or we can keep it to them like 2 weeks, 3 weeks gap, like?
Krishna Prabhu, I personally feel that because if you can finish it in one go, that will keep our memory attached with those. Otherwise, it goes and come back. That's my opinion, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. I would also say the same. If it's 2 or 3 weeks, depending on Prabhu, because how comfortable he will be to 10 weeks thing in 2 weeks might be difficult, but if it's 2 or 3 weeks also, we do it in a go, and then so that Prabhu also keeps the flow and we also keep the track. So yeah,
Okay.
that will be good. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
So next Saturday and a week, another Saturday, should we keep like that, Mataji? Next 2 Saturdays?
Yes, Prabhu, like, yeah, we can. I mean, depending on his availability, yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Because
Mataji.
for him, it's like getting up so early. Like he said, 1:30 he got up. So yeah, but yeah, however you feel comfortable, you can communicate and sort it. Hare Krishna.
Sure. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so we'll take that one as a input, and then I'll pass it on to Vipin Vihari Drapaji to arrange that. Thank you so much. Okay, that's all from the announcement side.
Ju- Just one more thing. I don't know whether it would be better for him to start early. So, say our session starts at 7 o'clock, we do get him done first, and then we do our program. I don't know if that works for him.
That will be even early for him, Mataji. It will be 12:30 then, because he's getting up at 1:30. He's
No, I
like,
thought he will go to sleep after, if you know what I'm saying.
oh no, for devotees, I think they go to sleep early, like finish at 9:30, 10
Oh,
day before,
okay,
and then
okay.
get up. Yeah, that's why, when he said it's, somebody said it's late for him, then he said, no, it's early. So he goes to bed early and
Oh,
then,
okay, fair enough. I thought he goes to bed late, so and
no,
then he can
yeah,
have a
that's,
good sleep. That's what my thinking was. Yes, okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so that's all from the announcement side. We shall conclude and continue with further japa. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
Namo Namaha.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय श्रील
Jai,
प्रभुपाद की जय
Jai,
Hare Krishna conscious day everyone.
Hare Krishna.